Chapter 51, Marcus. That shaky B in honors chemistry has changed into a shaky C. No matter how much I study or how many hours I spend at night working on that stupid crap, nothing helps. A week before the state test on the class, I was complaining to Camilla about how much I was struggling. She did the nicest thing. She offered to get together and tutor me one night. I asked Mom if I could have Camilla over to tutor me, and she just went nuts with both joy and questions. She's been wanting to meet Camilla anyway. Mom really liked Kylie and got to be around her 4 or 5 times when we were dating. Mom and Dad used to have a lot to say about my immaturity in school, especially girl-related issues. But one thing they have never complained about is the girls I brought over to our house. Camilla came over the Friday before the test. We decided our date for the weekend would be her coming over for dinner. After she tutored me for a couple of hours, we could go and binge watch some show on Netflix until it was time for her to go home. Mom and Camilla hit it off right away. Camilla had told me to tell Mom that she would bring some traditional Dominican dessert, and Mom was really impressed that Camilla knew about her heritage and wanted to share it. What she brought, and I think I got the name right, was something called boudin de pan, some sort of zesty bread pudding. Both Mom and Dad raved about how good it was, and they were right. During dinner, I got a little irritated with Mom when she started asking all these questions about Camilla's favorite classes and college plans, but I guess that is what moms are supposed to do. She couldn't compliment Camilla's outfit all dinner long, and the weather topic was exhausted pretty quick too. After dinner was over, we went downstairs to study. One of the things I like best about Camilla is that she comes straight to the point about everything. She said, What worries you most about the state test? Tell me and we'll hit it hard. That's easy, I said. Acid-base chemistry and equilibria. Great, that's one of my strong points, she said, which just amazed me. We went about an hour going over formulas and how to break them down so that they could be understood better. After about 15 minutes of her tutoring, I actually began to understand the stuff better. Next, I said I needed some help, well, a lot of help, on ionic and covalent bonds, and she even helped me get comfortable with that stuff. We worked for almost 3 hours reviewing what we had been covering in class. I felt so much better after we finished than I did before. You are freaking awesome, I said when we finished. I know, she said right back. It's good that you realize that. She laughed when she said the second part, like she was teasing. But the truth is that Camilla is a really impressive girl. I should say woman. No matter, she didn't like me bossing her around when we dated in the 9th grade. I'm glad she gave me a second chance. I really do hope she decides to go to the university. I would really like to still be dating her then. Next, we talked about the plot that she and her girlfriends cooked up about everybody leaving their laptops at home for the English state test. I was really glad when she texted me about that. Those school laptops are pathetic. My fingers are too big for those tiny little keys, and I'm constantly hitting the wrong letter. We had studied for so long, and it was so exhausting that neither one of us felt like watching TV. So she said she had better head home. I asked her how I could repay her, and once again she came straight to the point. A kiss for now, and a promise to take me out to dinner for when, not if, you pass the state test. I was obviously down with that, especially the first part. When the testing day finally came, the chemistry test was hard, but I didn't feel overwhelmed. I took my time like Camilla had told me to, and I went through like 3 pages of scrap paper that Mrs. Wilson handed out for us to work on. The scores came back a week later. I made a 438, well above the 400 I needed. Mom and Dad were really pleased with me, and Mom kept raving about Camilla. She and I went out to dinner, as she promised we would. We both decided to order lobster, but it was worth the cost. The meal was perfect. Being with her was perfect. I feel like all this stress has been lifted off me. I'll probably have an A on everything else for the year, and maybe now I can bring the honors chemistry grade up to a B. I'm going to a university to play basketball. I've got a great girlfriend, and the hardest year of high school is just about over. I don't see how things could be much better for me right now.